All right, welcome all our little inquirers. You guys are coming such a long way as we journey through the Bible and salvation history. It's just so gosh darn exciting. Tonight we're going to finish up the Old Testament.
No way.
Yes, way. So we pick up from last time, and the kingdom has divided. 10 to the north and 2 tribes to the south.
Right, and Jeroboam was the king of the north, and Rehoboam king of the south.
And they had prophets like Hosea who were sent to them to help them come back to worshiping God.
Yup, and at that time of the Old Testament we have a series of world leaders. At the time of Moses, Egypt was the world leader. And this time around 722 BC, the Assyrians were in power.
Are we still in the book of 2 Kings?
Correcto. And in 722 BC, the Assyrians invade the northern kingdom. Let's see what happens.
Year 722 BC, the 10 tribes currently make up the northern kingdom. They developed their own religion and are no longer following God's plan of worship that Moses received. The Assyrians take power and decide they are going to take over Israel.
Come, Assyrians, let's invade and conquer Israel.
You take half the people here and spread them to the 3 neighboring countries.
The Assyrians do this. They take half the Israelites and spread them throughout Assyrian nations. Then he says to the rest,
You, leave the rest of the Israelites here with us and bring in the captives we have from other nations. We will repopulate the area together, creating a whole new people. We will call them Samarias.
They've been captured! Never will they be Israelites again!
This is true. And if you recall, in the New Testament, we hear a few times about how the Jews will have nothing to do with the Samaritans. Samaritans are Israelites who were forced to marry and mix with the Assyrians.
What happens in the southern kingdom, in Judah?
Well, those in Judah are now called Jews. They were still in line with King David's dynasty, and this is the dynasty, if you recall it, God had blessed since Abraham.
They too, however, had their issues and continually turned from God. He also sends prophets to warn them.
A very famous prophet was Isaiah, and he tells them over and over again to turn back to God. He even tells them that they will experience a season of exile, but after 70 years, they will get back to Judah.
Exile, what's that?
They get kicked out of their land, the promised land.
And the year 587 BC, the world has changed leaders and was ruled by the Babylonians. Babylonians took over Judah and took the people to Babylon in 3 waves: 605, 597, and 586 BC.
Oh dear, they have such bad luck. Why does this keep happening?
Because they don't trust or listen to God, and yet God keeps helping them. He sends Daniel, another prophet, in 605 BC. Let's see what happens to Daniel.
Daniel was a great prophet in the kingdom of Judah. Daniel was taken captive by the Babylonians but began working for King Nebuchadnezzar because he could interpret dreams. Eventually he worked for King Darius, who really liked Daniel, but the other leaders wanted Daniel out of the picture.
King Darius, you must declare 30 days where no one can pray to any god but our God.
Yes, good idea.
Punishment will be the lion's den.
Good idea.
Daniel knew of the law, but he was not going to change his practice of praying to God. He was caught.
Daniel, seize him! You cannot pray to any god but ours. To the lion's den.
King Darius was sad because he really liked Daniel and didn't want him to die, but he had to keep the rule and had him die.
Lord, protect me. Daniel, God has heard you and will protect you, for you have done nothing wrong. I will see to that the lion's mouth remain closed.
The next morning, King Darius rushed to see if God had spared Daniel. He found him alive in the den.
Daniel, you're alive!
Yes, my God sent his angel to shut the mouths of the lions.
Come out!
Daniel prophesied many events throughout the Bible. He even predicted the day, the year that the Messiah would die.
Wow, how brave Daniel was. Did you see those lions?
I know. Then, in 586 BC, not too long after they destroyed the temple that Solomon had built and the final king of Judah was captured, he was Zedekiah. See what awful thing happened to him.
The Babylonians took their time in conquering Judah, but at last the final king of Judah, Zedekiah, was defeated. His temple was then destroyed.
Zedekiah, you are no longer king. See what you're doing to your sons.
Now that you've witnessed that, we're going to cut your eyes out.
After they killed his sons before him and cut out his eyes, they took him back to Babylon.
Now we will kill you, for Judah is ours.